Hi, everybody. It's Joni here at Joni's Journals. How are you doing? We have come back to do some decorating on our CD cases that we made last week. And as you can see, I have made a couple into little CD pockets for the Arty Arty journal. Okay, you can see I did this one. I added some of my little All in Create die cuts. And on this one, I added some of the ephemera from the Arty Arty Kit. And this bottle comes from another one of Tracy's kits that I can't remember the name of, but I will look it up and I will link it in the description box below. Now, as you can see, the fronts of these are a little bit plain, at least in my eyes. And I do plan on doing some stamping on them, probably with, excuse me while I reach, my little coffee ring stamps. I'm sorry it's reflecting. Let me open up the pack. These were a set. Oh, they're still reflecting. Maybe let me get my light kind of out of the way. These are a set that I got on Amazon, and you can see some of them are missing. They're already attached to a, oh gosh, what are they called? The little plastic plates that we put our stamps on. But yeah, I plan on putting some of those on here. Now, those of you who do stamping on things might say, well, but you've already cut out the circle. Aren't you afraid you're going to get stuff on them? This is one reason why I tell you to save the little circles that you punch out of your CD cases. Because what you can do is you lay the little circle over your opening and you can just stamp around and pull this off, and you won't have affected, in this case, the vellum paper, which I've attached. So you just take them and you put them on like so. You can even add a little washi tape if you want to, and tape it down. And yeah, and then you can do your stamping on it. You could, of course, stamp before you cut your circle out, but if you forget to do that, which I'm great for forgetting to do things, you at least have protection for everything. And then again, if you wanted to decorate it before, add ephemera to it, before you did your stamping, maybe you want to stamp on your ephemera, this is an excellent way to be able to do it. Now, before I get started with anything else, I do want to tell you that if you're making these, or even if you're not, save your circles, because I have an idea for something that we're going to be making coming up soon. And you're also going to need, well, this one's already cut, but you're going to need either a toilet tissue roll or a paper towel roll. We're going to be using these, so if you haven't got them, make some circles, save some toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls, because we're going to be doing something, okay? So yeah, so these are the Arty Arty ones, which I've begun to decorate. And like I said, I do want to add some stamping to it. Now, I've been going a little berserk making these CD cases. And this is one that I made. Let me just grab the paper pad. It's a little bit big to fit in shot, but this is a paper pad that I got off of Etsy, and I believe the seller, I'll have to check, but I believe the seller was Spectrum Art Creations. And I don't know if this paper pad is available anymore, but it is. It's by Prima Marketing, and it's Timeless Memories. And this particular one is an A4 paper pad, which is a different size than the American papers. It's 8.27 inches by 11.69 inches, and our standard size is usually 8.5 by 11. So that's the paper that I've been using to cut these new ones out. The reason I'm bringing the size to your attention is because you can see I made an even smaller CD case than the small ones we made. And this guy is, I didn't even measure it. This one is 2.5 inches finished by, just about 3, maybe a little bit over inches. Yeah, okay. 3 inches by maybe a little bit over, I should say. And he's adorable, okay? And as you can see, I decorated him up with some Tim Holtz paper dolls. And if I squeeze it tight, you might be able to see in there. Inside, I have put one of Tracy Fox's mushrooms. Can you see if I tilt it that way? One of her mushrooms from the Mycologist notebook, which we were finishing up. I'm just doing a little inking here. We finished that up last week, or maybe it was the week before. If you want to check back a couple of videos, you'll find it on there. But isn't it cute? And this down here is some washi tape. I'm going to grab it out, that I found on Amazon, and it has burnt edges, okay? I just tried it out this morning because I just decorated this one this morning. It's a little bit fiddly to store because I have to figure out a way to do it. You can see it's kind of a paper tape, but it has a, oh gosh, it has a backing on it that you have to peel off. So it doesn't stay stuck to itself, but this is just awesome. Look at these. Isn't that great? It has the little burnt edges on it. I'm hoping you can see that. Maybe if I just put it on my hand a little bit, you can see it has those burnt edges. I'll link it in the description box below. Yeah, I do have to figure out a way to get this to stay stuck. Got to grab out the Scotch tape. But yeah, look the impression that it gives on here. So that's one that I did a little bit smaller with the vellum paper. Here's another one. You know me and my Tim Holtz, that I began decorating with little pieces of Tim Holtz ephemera. And it kind of looks a little bit blank to me, although this paper is stunning. I do want to add some things to it. And of course, you can make things to tuck in the pocket, and I'm going to show you I did that on something else. Here's another one that I started decorating. I put a little Tim Holtz butterfly on the inside. Let me tuck my finger in so you can see. See, the little butterfly is on the inside. And here is one that I created from that paper again. Look at these images. I'm showing off the paper, and I don't even know if it's still available. And what I did with this one, if I push it down tight, you can see that again, I added some ephemera on the inside of it, like this. And I left this one for us to glue together. Here's another one that I did. I added the ephemera. Ooh, let me see. I added the ephemera on the inside, like so. And I left this one for us to glue together. We'll do that towards the end if I remember. What else did I have? And then, if you remember last week, I told you that when you put your holes in your CD cases, you're going to make them, let me grab one. This is one I haven't decorated yet. You're going to make it so that your hole is just a smidgy above the bottom where it creases here. Well, I promised you that I was going to teach you how to make the ones with the vellum inside, and I was using the double-faced tape, but with just doing it a smidgy above, the double-faced tape wasn't fitting right. So I want to show you. I did this one, and I made it a smidgy and a bit above the bottom. Now, as you can see, though, when you close your top, oh, I just realized I didn't round the corners. When you close your top, oh, we got to do some repairs on this one. It's a little bit crooked. But when you close the top, you lose part of the circle, but it doesn't really matter. And let me see if I can find one. Here's one that I did, and it's, again, a little bit further up from the bottom. It's more centered on the strip here. And when you close it, it cuts off the top of the circle, but again, it doesn't really matter so much. So I left this one because I promised you I was going to do one with you where we put the vellum on the inside. And so you can see I stuck down my double-sided tape already. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to peel off the backing here with my little awl. Oh, maybe I'm not. Oh, maybe I am. Excuse the noises you might hear in the background. It is so hot here in Florida. And my husband went out this morning, and I told him I was going to do a video while he was gone. And he came back rather. And I told him, I still have to finish up a video before we go out. He's like, thought you did your video. And I said, well, I did. I did my 1,000 subscribers video this morning, the one where I tell you what you have to do to get entered into the drawing. Oh my goodness gracious, come on, let's get this up here. I did the one I gave out what you need to do for the drawing, and I will be doing the drawing next weekend. I'm not sure if it's either Saturday or Sunday, but go over and check out that video. We do a walkthrough of the multi-fold tag journal, and I also tell you how to get entered. Okay, all right, so go over and check that one out. My head is a little bit screwy today. This has been a long, tiring week. Okay, so we peeled back our double-faced tape, and now what we're going to do, this is this piece of vellum, just like the laminate that I add in the back on these to make the little window, is 2.5 by 2.5. And I am just going to stick my vellum down, and hopefully I am getting it on top of the tape. And I'm not, but that's okay, because what I do is I go around, yes, it's a little sticky. I go around with my awl and I scrape off the rest of the tape. It does come off. So I scrape it off, and so I get rid of the sticky around where the tape may be, and the vellum didn't hit it. And there's a little bit on the side here. And this is really simple. But I did promise I would show you that I made one a little bit differently than the others so that we could stick a vellum piece down. And I'm not going to close this one because I can see that it's still kind of sticky. I'm not going to glue this one down. I can see there's still a lot of sticky around the edges, and we don't want our little window to stick to our CD case because then we can't get anything in and out of it. But yeah, I'll just lift it up real quick. So there you go, you have the vellum window. And like I had said in the last video, I'm doing some with the vellum because I want to do, I know that it's not Halloween yet, but be aware that we will be doing the Creep on June again for Tracy Fox Creative. So yeah, keep your eyes out. That's going to be coming up. Well, it'll start, of course, in June, but I think that the intro videos and the new kit and everything is going to be coming out a little bit sooner than that. So just keep watching, okay, guys? Okay, now where was I? All right, let's just glue these closed first, and then I'm going to show you the rest of the stuff. Like I said, these are the ones that I stuck the Tim Holtz ephemera down on the inside. Like I said, I left them open because I wanted you guys to see. What I did was I kind of just made a good judge about where to add the ephemera on the inside, and I kept flipping my window open and closed and just making sure that it was going to show through the window. And you know how I do it. I take my little pencil and I make a little mark so that I have an idea of where I can glue things down. So that's how I did those, and I just want to glue those shut. And then we are going to move on to decorating the other ones, because as you know, I am going to shortly be making a journal using the Stationery Snippets Kit, the papers and all of the other things that we use to make our little multi-fold tag journal, our accordion journal. And so, yeah, we have some goodies with that. I know you can probably see them sticking out there in the background. So there you go. That's that one. Okay, with the little Tim Holtz stuff in it. And you know me, I use Tim Holtz for everything. So believe me, these will be getting used. And I have some ideas for things I want to do with you guys. I want to do the Stationery Snippets journal. And that may be one that goes along through the summer. School ends for me this coming Friday, and I just have some ideas for things I want to try and get done over my summer vacation. So yeah, I've been watching other people's videos, and I'm getting some ideas. So see, you can just see the ephemera that's inside of this. And the vellum is fun to work with if you want to just give that slight, I don't know the word I want to use, but just that slight glimpse of what might be back there. And of course, you can make something to tuck inside so that when someone pulls it out, they go, oh, look how pretty. That leads me up to, let me just move some of this stuff because it's getting a little crowded here. My husband makes fun of me. We have the same exact desks, with the exception that mine has shelves and his doesn't. And our desks are about 7 feet long. His desk is completely clean. Mine, on the other hand, looks like a bomb went off. He's like, how do you work there? And, creative genius, it always has to be a little bit messy. Otherwise, it doesn't look right. Artists tend to work in a kind of a state of confusion, at least for me anyway. Okay, let's move on so that you guys can take a look at these. Now, as I just said, I'm going to try and cover this a little so that it's not glaring. I am going to be working on the Stationery Snippet Journal. And so I've been decorating some CD cases to put inside of that journal. Now this one, you can see I added the little bits of ephemera. We have the little telephone and the little work day. And in my open window, no, that ephemera is not glued down. I made a little card to tuck inside. And again, I did the same thing. I gave myself a piece of paper. This is, I didn't even measure it. This is 2 3/4 by just about 3. I wanted to make it a little bit longer than wider so that when you tucked it in, like so, you had a little bit sticking out here at the top. I don't know if you can see that. Just so that you could reach in and grab out your little card. But see, if you make your little cards to stick in your windows, you can make them so that they're a decoration themselves and that your window's kind of filled up. So yeah, I thought that was fun. This is one of the little ones that I did. Okay, so I just figured I'd give you guys an idea of what to do with that. I'm just going to put that one aside too and add that to the pile. And then I want to show you this one. This is one of the bigger CD cases that we made. And as you can see, I added one of our pens. I showed you how to use these in the multi-fold tag journal videos. And here's a couple of little pieces of ephemera. We have the little typewriter. And this is a little label behind the typewriter. And one of our little drawers. And look at that cute camera. Isn't that great? That's in the kit too. But then, it gets better. I decorated the back with some more of the ephemera, and I used the little piece that has the other little camera on it. And so, yeah, now we have 2 CD cases prepared in advance for our Stationery Snippets Journal. Okay, so what I thought we would do, so that you're not just watching me gluing and sticking and showing off what I already did, I pulled out some of the ephemera. I have the little ink bottle, and I have one of our little pens. This is a double-sided one, but I am going to sacrifice it because we're going to use it. And here's one of the little labels. This is all in the kit. I will link the kit. And here's one of our little telephone circle labels. I'm going to glue those two pieces together. And I pulled out some of the other ephemera, the drawers, and a stack of envelopes, and this stack of paper. And I figured we would decorate our journal together, okay? So what we're going to do, we are going to take this little piece here. You can see, maybe you can't, my little pencil mark there. You probably can't see it, but maybe you can. I always think you can't. And then when I watch the video back, you actually can. I made a little pencil mark where I want to stick my piece of ephemera down, because if you look, when I flip up my window, and I know it's going to glare, and I'm sorry, my piece of paper fits right in there perfectly, okay? And I may even, let me just take a look. I might just even push that up just a bit above where the pencil mark is. See, you got to play so that, I might push it up a little bit more. Okay, I think I'm going to push it up like that. Whoops, just tilted it. And I'm going to lay, yeah, I think that's the spot. Okay, let me grab my pencil, which of course, in an attempt to look like I'm neat and tidy, I put it away. All right, I'm just going to make a little pencil mark here, like so. Okay, so we know that that's where we're going to stick our paper down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the other little pencil mark, because we don't want that to show in our window. And then I'm just going to glue this down. So how has everyone been doing? I'm just making sure that this is the way I want it. Yep. I have been very busy. School ends Friday, as I just said a few minutes ago. And if you can remember back to when you were a kid going to school, when you knew school was ending, you got a little bit nutsy. Well, as another kid being nutsy to another kid being nutsy, that isn't a bad thing. But when you're an adult and you're dealing with an elementary school filled with children who are overly excited because they know summertime is coming, it can be a little bit rough. So, yes, and in my classroom, our kids are just getting, whoa. So, you know, it's been a bit tiring and challenging these past couple of weeks. I see there's a little dirt on here, and I just want to clean that off. Okay, oh, I think maybe the dirt's on, yeah, the dirt's on the outside. It's eraser. Okay, so now we have our piece centered on our card. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue our card down. If we need to, I did most of the inking on these so that there shouldn't be too much inking to do. But if there is, we will do it at the end. Okay, let's grab our card up. Now this is the sized CD case that I told you about. I watched Nana's Crafting Cottage, and it was Pam, and she was the one that I got the idea from. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to link her channel again. She has just under 1,000 subscribers, guys. So maybe we can do the friendly thing and go over and, you know, hit that subscribe button on her channel and try and boost her up too. So there we go. We have that. That would be just a wonderful thing to do for her. It's always nice to boost each other up. And she was so thankful for the fact that I mentioned her channel. And I just said to her, I said, you know, we all kind of have to work together and boost each other up. And because if we don't do it for each other, who's going to do it? Okay, so there we go. We have our little ink bottle. We have our little label. And we have our little telephone circle cutout. Also a label, I guess you could call it. And we're going to put those right there like that. And so I'm just going to glue them down. I was originally, before I decided to glue the pen that we made together, I think that's one that we made together. Before I decided to glue it down, I was going to make it a dangle. And then I didn't know for sure if I actually liked that idea. You know, I was going to dangle it off of here. And then I said, you know, we got enough going on. Maybe I shouldn't do that. So I decided to glue it down to the flap. All right, and then we have our little label. And we're going to glue that down like so. And then we'll glue our little telephone onto it. So yeah, so it's been kind of crazy. I haven't been preparing my stuff for my videos like I usually do. I spend an hour or so a day during the week preparing all the things that I want to put in my video. And I've just been exhausted when I've been coming home from work, and my husband's been doing some work around the house, fixing up our back garden and stuff like that. And so he's exhausted, and it has been so hot here. So hot, and it's only May. And I mean, we've been having temperatures hovering in the 90s, 90 to 95 every day. Yesterday, the feels like here was 101. So it's been kind of uncomfy. And it's hot at school too, because we take the children out on the playground for recess. So there we go, we have that. So even the little bit that I spend outside, it's just exhausting. Okay, what I think we'll do now is we will decorate the back of the CD case. And I picked out this little set of drawers. And I picked out the envelopes to go with it, because I just liked how the blues went together. And yes, I think I have my handles facing in the right direction. One of my viewers commented that she had bought the kit, and she said, thanks for the reminder, because she said, now I'm going to make sure that my handles are hanging right side up. I don't remember who it was that said it at this point, but I just thought that was hysterical. Because if you remember when we were doing our little multi-fold tag journal, our accordion journal, that I had said I almost glued the pockets upside, not the pockets, but I had almost glued it with the drawers upside down. So yeah, so she said when she makes hers, she's gonna be sure to look at those drawers. Okay, so now we have that piece down, and then I thought we could stick the little envelopes here. And it kind of, you know, I like the way that, you can see I printed over something else that I had already printed. I probably printed it twice. I think this is, it could be the Awesome Assemblage, or it might be the Arty Arty Kit. I might have printed over a double. Okay, let's see. All right, we'll just add this. And of course, you can go back and add more to yours. I just feel like it's enough with just a few pieces on the back so that there's something a little bit interesting to look at. So there you go. There's the back. And then here's the front with the inside that we decorated. Let me tilt it so you can see. Yeah, there you go. With our little ink bottle and our labels. And now what we'll do is we will glue our pen down. And should we put it on an angle? Sure, why not? Let's just put it on an angle. It'll look pretty cool that way. I hope everybody who celebrates had a lovely Mother's Day last weekend. I had a wonderful day. We went out to dinner. Actually to kind of like what I call dunch. You know, you have brunch, a late lunch, or late breakfast, early lunch, and you call it brunch. But we had a late lunch, early dinner, and I call it dunch, D-U-N-C-H, in case you were wondering the spelling, if you wanted to be sure about that. And we went to Venice, Florida, to a seafood restaurant right on the beach, and it was just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I had the best time. The food was delicious. I had a big salad. So yeah, there we go. There's another CD case decorated for our Stationery Snippets journal. And I'll just bring back the other ones, the one that I made. I haven't added anything here yet because I don't know what I want to put there. And this one with the little papers on the back. And then the teeny weeny one with our little pull-out card like so. I haven't decorated the back because I like this paper, and I may just leave this like this. I might do some stamping. I don't know. And what else? The one we did with the vellum, which I'm not going to glue down because it's still sticky. And then here's the little Tim Holtz one, the teeny tiny one, and another one that I started decorating. And the one with the vellum and the items in the back. And then we have this one. And then we have this one that I started with the butterfly. I'm just tilting it so you can get a good look at it without trying to glare the window. I'm going to put the one with the vellum on top because it doesn't glare. And then here's the Arty Arty, which I started decorating. And I'm going to use my circles, which I can't find right now. I just had them. And I'm going to do some stamping on this. And here's the little one. And so, yeah. Don't forget to save your circles, save your scraps. We're going to be making something. And I guess that's it for now. Okay, guys? So I will let you go. I hope you liked doing this. Again, I'm going to link Pam's channel. Go over, subscribe, watch her stuff. She does a lot of cute things. She makes tags. She makes envelopes. What did she do the other day? She's working again on some of her CD cases. And she just started a collab with her sister, but I can't remember what it is. Ugh, my brain. And what else? Okay, I'm going to do another call out. I haven't heard from my friend Hazel in a while, Hazel J. I'm a little concerned. She commented on all my videos, and I'm just a little bit worried about her. I'm really not concerned that she unsubscribed from my channel, but I'm just a little worried I haven't heard from her. So if anybody who's a YouTuber or anybody else that comments on a page she might comment on, give her a shout out for me and tell her I hope she's good. Go over, check out the video for the 1,000 subscribers. If you're a subscriber and you'd like to be entered into the contest to win our little multi-fold tag journal. And what else do I have to tell you? I'm planning on doing something with my new laminating machine. So I'm going to see if I can do it really well, and I might do it on camera. I don't know. If not, you'll see the aftermath of it. I have been, let me just grab them. They're a little bit delicate. Saving some flowers from my plants outside. And this is a bougainvillea. And I want to try and laminate a few of these. So that'll give you a hint where I'm going with the laminating machine. And I think that's it. Okay, guys? Like I said, save your toilet paper rolls or your paper towel rolls. And don't forget to save your circles, because we're going to be doing something. I have some ideas, okay, guys? And that's it. I want to say welcome to all of my new subscribers. Hugs and kisses to all of my current subscribers. And I'm going to send you lots of love and big hugs and ask you to please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And not only on my videos, but on everybody else's videos. That kind of brings us forward into the YouTube flow, I guess you could say, gets us a little bit more recognized. And so for those of us, including myself, who need more subscribers, it always is a good thing. Okay, guys, take care, and I will see you very soon. And that's it, okay? Bye for now.